It's Fun Run 3399. So I do a little video. And yeah, it's about my PlayStation 2. I've had this system, I think it came out to Lee's originally. At that time, it didn't have a box. So, and needed some work, so I fixed it up. It wasn't too serious, just a heavy cleaning. Just a typical PS2 thing, you know. One of the things that's unique about this system, it is a very interesting system to say the least. It's missing buttons. And if you're not used to pushing the inner button, that is not covered by the other one. And you might not even be able to turn it on, but it's easy. A pen will do it, but your index, your baby finger will do it. So let me show you what I mean. So known as the thick system or the PHAT system, so we do not upset certain people that are, I don't know, I wasn't one myself. I guess you'd say obese, but is obese a politically correct acronym of whatever word that you want to be called? I do not know. I would say I always called it dealt a bad hand, if you want my opinion about how I felt about that. And I'm not saying that to be a jerk, but to be honest, you gotta look at it from a positive perspective. But that weight loss, like, you could be a stick in the mud, or you can lose the weight. There's two ways about it. My father is probably one of the most inspirational people I ever met in my life. Everybody feels different about their father. Believe me, there is everyone feels different, and it's something either you like him or you don't. But my father's one of those guys that just, he tells it like it is. It's man up. He will let you know if you're doing wrong or not. He's a strict Irish, Scottish, Scandinavian, US dude like me who loves his 56 Chevy. He doesn't have one, but he wants one. And his Kubota tractors. So this is my PS2. As you can see, there's no buttons. And it looks like the Hartford Whalers. And let's see if you could guess who that was. We got a PSA 9 Justin Verlander. It's actually been traded. I'm just awaiting the trade. Leave in the comments a raw Trevor Lawrence. It's got that multicolor, going on it, and it's a rookie. It's his rookie. It's a thing. It's a die cut. That's what they call them. They call them a die cut. Yes, a die cut. A dyed cut. And it's the rainbow. Rainbow. Yes. I felt great trade. Lawrence has a lot. Verlander, like, he's at the latter half of his career, and you're getting a heck of a card. But the guy is getting a great card. He's a carpenter, and he takes pride in what he does. And honestly, That's an empty card anyways. Customs. This one came from Calgary. Kincora. Okay, seller. Yeah, nothing bad to say about him. Yeah. Okay, so the system, there's its audio, visuals. Or both. Not a bad system. Okay, that's pretty much the whole credits right there. Probably one of my all-time favorite games I ever played on this system. It's got a long story why. You'd probably be surprised, but for some unknown reason, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas got me through the loss of my mom. And it sounds weird. So, when they had the gang wars in these games, I used to get so upset, but the frustration of losing my own mother, I would realize it's fictitious characters, blast them down, and call it cancer. Another thing I love doing is the fake Harley Davidsons that are in the game, like the freeways, just get on them and ride. And also the racing motorcycles. Love the Energy 500, and the 400 is my other bike. I cannot get enough of. It's just an absolutely, it's a ride, man. It really is. It's that's just a friendly quote from a good old Texan racer that was on Pinks. Won himself a Nova. Yeah, I'm talking about you, Trevin. You're awesome. You know, you always put hope in the hearts of the people that believe that they can beat pretty much anyone. You know, I watched that race. He had his timing down to a T. You don't mess with Texas. You know, that's what I liked about that race. That was a great race. So, I love talking about cars. It's in my blood. That was a nice Nova you got. 69, I think it was. Just change that music unless you like it. I can tell this laser lens needs a little cleaning, but not bad. It's okay. Oh, we got an assignment. Okay, boys. Let's go get ourselves some sandwiches. Let's see what football player you think I is. Leave a comment in the bottom. It's a hard one. So my football team acquired a coach that coached the previous football team that had the player on the team, but it was coached by a different coach with the same name. So there. And this coach coached two different teams that had the color green. Oh, now we're making it tough. And their names are Mike. So there, I'm thinning it out a little more for you. Now you know who I cheer on. I might as well just say it. I'm a Steelers fan. Past few years have been alright. I'll say that. They're alright. Not the best, but just... What can you do? I like the teams that are currently winning the Super Bowl. Really enjoyed seeing Seattle win that. That was really... They did a good job. They played hard. You know, I kind of saddened me that Minnesota traded him or just did not renew his contract. That quarterback, because he was good. Sam, I can never remember that guy's last name. I don't know why. And I actually wanted to see him join the Steelers when he was a free agent backup quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers. Him coming to the Steelers, we would have had a 7th Lombardi with DK Metcalf. That's all DK needs right now. He needs somebody to throw to him. Aller and Howard, Rudolph. We got some picks. We got some guys that can throw the ball. A lot of people say, well, Rudolph, you can't do this, you can't do that. Actually, he has a lot of talent. It's just bringing it back out. I've seen some great games where Rudolph just stole them. When we were having injuries with Roethlisberger. Another guy that comes to mind, I know people hate me saying this, if you're a Steelers fan, Landry Jones. I know, sometimes I even call him Laundry Room Jones, but the dude can really throw a mean ball. And it's a rocket. But oh well. I am feeling that. Oof. Ooh. Oh, that's a real GTA situation. The M4 is okay, but there's nothing more potent than the 12. Hands down, most powerful weapon in the game. 12. Doesn't matter if it's combat. I'd say the Sonov's probably the most potent. It literally, and I mean literally, it snaps. Like, you get those double barrel. Let's see if I got one in stock. Oh, look what I have. We're gonna do it like Gator does. Drug dealer down right in front of Sweets. I know these games are violent, but man, oh man, you gotta appreciate the fact that they show that. You know, crazy game. Great game though. I still have a lot of territory to take over, but not really worrying about it. Love this. See that? Give a compliment. Everything. San Andreas was just one of those games where you could do whatever you like. Play the game or just go out. We'll go to the monster truck rally. I think we can go to the monster truck rally. So it's the stock cars. It's the 8-track. I haven't even done the monster truck rally. Oh wait, that's how you get the monster truck. You place first an 8-track. So this is at LA Stadium. Or Los Santos Stadium. Oh, look, another nasty little drug dealer. Let's give him his professional attention. A little gator for him, too. Now, I do not recommend that in real life. What I do recommend, if you do have one of those, just exploding targets that will not harm you. You know, pop bottles or, 2 liters. They make great targets. So this is another fun thing you can do. Race cars. Didn't want that to happen. Slipped out. Yeah. Kind of doing alright in 6. Not bad, but not good. Just a little bit moderate. I just need to stay on the pave. That's the problem. 33 seconds. Not bad at all. For a 6th place. It's not good. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Woohoo. I'm not... Oh. I survived. Oh. Look, a couple Mr. Whoopies. I think it's the first time I've ever seen 2 Mr. Whoopies at the same time. Oh, no, actually I have seen others. I just wish there were working ones, because in Vice City, you could actually make money with the Mr. Whoopi. I love Dan Houser's sense of humor, Leslie Benzies, the whole entire Rockstar crew. You really, you set these games into art. You really did, and you did a great job coming over from Body Harvest to start making Grand Theft Auto games and all the stuff that we love to play in our spare time, or all our time. Depends on who you are and what culture you're from, what theories you like, you know, because sometimes things aren't so sweet in other people's life, and, you know, it makes the world, woo, I like this toy. Look at the color of it. If you can see that. Get it on a good radio station. That's a fun radio station. It's a gold and black. Energy 500. Oh yeah, and she's got the shotgun pipes. Oh yeah, dual X exhaust. You know, there's something also you might want to know about me. I love racing motorcycles. I've always wanted to own one, but this is about as close I'll ever get to one. Tourist Trophy or GTA SA. It's a lot of power. It's a lot of power. That usually doesn't happen. But since I'm running one on the toggle and one finger on the toggle and rest my hand on the accelerator. Yeah. I'll show you how to get to the beach real fast. Let's do that. It's a little more safer down here to pull wheelies. See that? Nice wheelie. That's what we call a nice wheelie, a little 6-incher there. Let's pull her up for a foot plus. Look at that. Not bad. See, you seen what happened there at the first? That's exactly what would happen to me if I owned a racing motorcycle. I'd flip that thing, I'd be all over the place, and I'd be broken arms, broken legs. Yeah. But it's the truth. And sometimes the truth hurts. Not everybody can ride a motorcycle. My neighbor had a Gixxer 600. It was an awesome bike. I'm not going to disclose what happened to it. That was a sad day, but he's safe, and that's all that matters. And he's got another bike, so it's not a Gixxer, but it's cool. It's got straight pipes on it. It's a Harley 1248. I love the sound of it when it starts up. It's got a cool sound. Probably one of the nicest sound bikes with straights on it that I ever heard. Like, my buddy had the same straights as he had. And it's a cool looking machine. Except his had the insulators, so if his leg touched it, it didn't burn his leg. These ones don't have insulators. The ones that he has. Well, I can't say too much about the bike. It's description, but that's about it. I can't tell you too much about the guy. I mean, it is what it is, and the standard is standard. Good guy. Really nice gentleman. But, yeah. But, I love the sound of them. Personally, the Harleys, my father had one. He had a 5312 when he was 17 years old and 67. I think he was 17, something like that. Had until he was 22. I think it was like 74. on a Harley 74 cubic inch. They're a beautiful bike. They'll work hard on wheels. Those old schoolers. The new ones are too if you get the right equipment. There, I got 2 bikes. I got the Remington in a beautiful shade of blue. You see that blue? I'm just gonna bring that bad boy out. Oh, I got to go over to the Boulevard Cruiser on the other side. We got 2 cruisers in here. We got that nice big Honda Goldwing, and we got the big Remington. Look at that. And it's got a little surprise. Oh yeah. It's got the hydraulics. It slams. It's got nitro. The game's all beat, except for the 0 missions. Okay, that's enough fun with that toy. That thing is a toy, I'm telling you. Woo. Dinged it. And, oh shoot, I just pulled it. Oh, I see what happened, yeah. Sneaky little detail in the lowriders. Sometimes they'll slip around when they're doing their little show. But I actually wanted it to the passenger side, so easier to get in. Probably because I'm left-handed. Oh, Sam. I'm just starting to remember that guy's name, Sam. Yeah, I know that quarterback's name. Amazing quarterback. There we go. There's the proof. End of the line. Final mission. March 3rd, 2026. It's the last time I actually played it. Today, first go around, I was getting myself in shape, but here's an honest opinion. Like, don't play games for copious amounts of hours. Try 20 minutes to 30. See, 22 minutes held it in. Made 20, give or take. The problem is when you play games for that long period of time, you're going to burn yourself out and you're going to commit to errors. The biggest problem with San Andreas was the layout. It had 3/4 of an hour missions. There's a lot of games that have that set up. Halo's another game. It's a great game. They're all are. Let's just put it that way. Most are. Halo 3 ODST was my personal favorite. But it goes forever. There are missions in that game. I think they're like 1:30 or 2 hours long. And like, there's no way you can stop it. Like, I'm one of those guys, like once I'm in a mission, I'm committed to finishing it out. And it's like, I might hit a pause. One thing I see my buddy do was he used to pause this game and then he'd go to work. So my dad would check on his place and he says, I can't figure out why. And my dad was his landlord. Can't figure out why he has his video game system run. And I said, it's probably because he's just saving this game and then he can go to work without losing the memory from the mission. So that was his thing. He never touched that. And it also records anyone who plays the game. So if somebody else comes into his place, messing with his place, he knows. He knows. So I'll give a lot of credit to Steve. Smart guy. He taught me a lot of tricks. So it's always nice to have people. Speaking of that straight pipe Harley, just rolled in. Anyways, a lot of fun. It's a great place to live. And, I got these toys to play with. And amps out in the living room. I'm learning the 70s. Yeah, Chip Away at the Stone, 70s Aerosmith. Just something easy to play, not something that's going to drive me sideways. And yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I'm probably going to work on it with the Strat, and then slowly over to Les Paul and finish on the acoustic. I don't know if I'm going with Whitford or Perry's work, or both, and combo it a little bit. But leave your comments and just tell me what's your favorite PS2 game. Some of the things I was talking about, cars. Tell me what your favorite car is, or what you got for a whip. You got a classic. Tell me all about it. I'm a Mopar guy myself. If I won the lottery, I'd love to have a 68 Dodge Charger. 440 RT, black on black, black vinyl top, 4-speed on the floor, gas it for more. Yeah, I'd love to have one of those bad boy toys, but and bad girl toys and bad whatever toy. Let's just make sure we cover the grid. And yeah. My grandfather had a 68 Coronet, and I always believe don't follow your family too close. Make sure you get something your own. And when I saw the Dukes of Hazzard and saw the Fast and Furious, I started getting pulled to them Chargers, especially the 440. What a motor. Absolute beast. It's a torque monster. You know, from what I've been told. I know. I would never own one. Even if I won the lottery, I would own one, but I'd get somebody else to drive it for me until I get my license, and had some experience driving big cars with a lot of horsepower. And then make sure it had disc brakes, if it needed updated, all that good stuff that makes it safer and goes bump in the night quietly. Because I like the modernization of some parts. Brakes are probably the highest necessity, and power steering. Power steering, you can go without it if you're used to no power steering, but power steering, it is a luxury, but it's a good luxury. And I feel comfortable when a vehicle has it, as long as the fluid's up and everything else when it comes to fluids. It's not hard to remove a steering box off a square body. I've done it. I think it's 1/2 wrenches. Don't quote me on that. And you're probably going to need a socket and a wrench, if I can remember correctly. And it's just a lot of just elbow grease, but it comes out easy. Yeah, I was more interested in body panels, just sanding and prepping them. Loved it. Something you don't want to forget in your life. I've worked on a 65 Vet, convertible, light blue, 350 crate motor. I know, but they saved that Corvette. Whoever bought that Corvette, I know who it was. Actually, it's from my mom's hometown. And no, it's not owned by my relatives, but still, very beautiful Corvette. Yeah. Only thing about Corvettes, if you ever want to restore one, when you have to sand them, I can guarantee you won't feel it at first. The itchy of the fiberglass, you feel a little bit of it. This is how it affected my skin. So I'm riding out of Warsaw from Sherry's, and I'd say halfway down that small hill, because it's the smaller of the hills. just past my dad's friend's farm. Between the two properties is my buddy Wayne's place. And all of a sudden I hopped off my bike and I started scratching myself as hard as I could. And I mean, I was scratching. Man, I was so covered in it. A breeze hit me, and it kind of just, the fiberglass moved, and that's when it just turned to pure itching powder. And like, it hurt. Like, you scratch and you scratch and you scratch, and you can't get that off until you get freshened up. That's another thing I have to say. The political correctness, and you know what? I always feel that's a very good word to say. Freshened up. Because I'll tell you one thing. Sometimes I even feel it's a little inappropriate to say it myself, because me back in the day it was, but you gotta remember, I'm in my 40s. I gotta adjust to all these words. And if I could rewrite the lyrics to 2000 Man, it'd be more like, don't you know I'm a 40-some-year-old man, and sometimes the people just don't understand me at all. It's not like I'm a bad person, but sometimes we're just misunderstood people. And sometimes we say things a different way, or our music is grunge. When I grew up, grunge was what I wanted to listen to. I wanted to be in a grunge band. It was, listen to Pearl Jam, AIC, Alice in Chains. I mean, wow. Soundgarden. Wow. Yeah. It was fun. There's a lot of bands. Nirvana was probably the first of all those bands I listened to way before Pearl Jam. And I was in around 7 or 8, and I started listening to Nirvana. But when I heard Smells Like Teen Spirit, wow, it was like, it blew my freaking mind. It really was a trendsetter for me. Not only that, it wasn't a trend, it was the calling of something new. Like, at that time, I was listening to country, and I was listening to a little Def Leppard and Lenny Kravitz, and I liked them. Great musicians. Awesome musicians. But then I heard Nirvana's Smells Like Teen Spirit. Wow. Good times. People like that, like Kurt Cobain, they only come along once in a lifetime. I have bipolar myself, and I love fixing video game consoles. I love drawing art. If you ever feel like you don't know too much about people with bipolar, we're interesting. In that video game, I signified who I was as a bipolar person. How I feel sometimes. Would I ever do what's in that video game? No. Me, the motorcycle. I'd like to have one, but not crash it. But, I always believe in doing what's right. And just doing a great job at work. At the end of the day, it's just a video game. And it's fictional. And you do not replicate anything in those games. Unless it's a really fun bike and you got lots of experience riding motorcycles and you got a good license. Then that's okay. But just don't push it. And I can tell you, I met tons of people who ride bikes. And they'll tell you the same. But they'll even tell you it's better. Don't get on one if you don't have the experience. But getting back to things about bipolar, if you ever need help about it, I would say if your levels are up tense, you need to eat lettuce or eggs. If you feel like you're over talking someone on Messenger, and this happens to me a lot, people don't really realize, I don't talk much in person, but you get me on Messenger, and I'll write you a freaking novel. You need to understand your potential as a person. You could probably write a book. I wrote 2 books, I think it is. I'm just finishing up one. It's actually a very good one. It was a lot of fun. It's a mystery novel, murder mystery novel. Trying to figure out what I'm going to put into it next. Even has a couple jigsers in it. I did get that down. And some high-powered muscle cars. Gotta have that. Yeah, I've worked on that pretty good. There's a lot more to it than that. I'm not giving it away. But it's been fun. But I've learned about mental illness is that it's not a crutch. And if you think it's a crutch, maybe you're the one that needs to take a good look in the mirror and realize your true potential in life, your calling. Write down what you're good at and then follow everything that's on that slice of paper. Because there was a time in my life, the 7 years, I almost gave up completely on just having a job. Just laying in bed and playing video games. I was jobless for 7 years. I went through a horrible time in 13. I sprained my ankle. I got addicted to ibuprofen. I cleaned myself up my own way, and I did. I got off the ibuprofen fluids. That accelerated it. I do not drink. I never did drink. I have drank, but not much. It wasn't alcohol that was accelerating it. It was something else. But what I'm saying to you is, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. And finally, my friend at the time, my ex, she said to me, "You need to get a job." I said, I know. So I went to this restaurant, Holiday Inn there, and I said to him, I need to get a job. And I just left my resume at the front, and I'm thinking, yeah, this is never going to work. I put out 17, 20, 30 resumes in maybe 50 to 107 years. I was trying. I was in a bad situation at that time in my life, and it was related to what happened to me. Things weren't looking pretty swell, so I'm thinking there's no way I'm going to get the job, because I had a CR and not a Honda. I'm not talking about a Honda dirt bike. I had a CR. So I thought, well, at least I tried. I knew my friend was the head chef there. I thought, well, he probably won't call me. So 2 days go by, and so I'm helping my father cut wood. He's got this wood processing machine, so it takes 2 people, one to cut, one to put through the splicer. Beautiful machine. If you're doing megatons of wood, a wood processor by Wallenstein is the way. So back to it. Phone call comes in, and it's at my father's, and it's like, and it was for me. So my dad calls me. He says, so your buddy Hugh's gonna call you in 10 or 15 minutes. Just make sure you're ready to answer the phone. I said, okay, yeah. So I take off, and I'm still in the house. And here I was, taking a leak. No joke. I was taking a leak. So the phone stops ringing, but the answering machine pops on, and Hugh comes on and says, Francis, it's you, and I need to talk to you immediately. And I'm like, okay. And then 5 minutes pass by, and I'm just getting ready to call him. I'm kind of playing the game that me and Hugh always used to play, just kind of joke around, had a little fun, just add a little edge to it, because I don't know what's in it for me, but I'm just having a little fun with him. I think he kind of knew it too. So here it was. So I called the number. No, finally he calls me, and I pick up the phone. I'm sorry about saying finally. I pick up the phone and said, Francis, can you come in? I need to talk to you. I said, okay. So I come into the Holiday Inn. I think it was the next day. A friend dropped me off, and she says, you better be ready if you get the job. I said, I've been ready. So I'm sitting there, and I'm thinking, oh well, at least I tried. I'm sitting in the dining room, sort of to the middle, not too far from the bar. I don't drink, but I just waiting for my buddy. Out he comes from the doors of the kitchen. And, it's about 3 in the afternoon. I think 2:30ish. 23rd of August. And says, I say to him, so I guess it's an interview. He says, no. I said, oh, okay. I'm about to walk away. He says, come on with me. I said, you what? I said, come on with me. So he takes me into the back doors and says, I need to show you this. He says, okay, so this is what we're working with, deep fryers. This is our whole layout. This is our stoves. This is the shavers. And that's a faucet. That's where you keep everything clean. And you got to make sure that you check over certain things. And just like what you do at Shows Joe's. And I'm thinking, this is sounding pretty good. And make sure the deep fryer baskets are washed. I'm like, that's right. That's right. So, yeah. Because Hugh knew that I was very particular as a dishwasher or prep chef or line cook. I can cover the grid if I have to. Only if I have to. So he pulls me into the one area and he says, this is our dish pit. And I said, oh, sound pretty good. He says, I want you to do one thing and one thing only. And I said, oh, you want me to work in housekeeping? He says, no. I think you need to wash dishes. You're going to be working and you got to do your job. And that's plain and simple. And I said, oh, I was kind of starting to realize things are starting to look pretty good. And come on to my office. So we go to his office and says, one last thing. I need your uniform size. I'm saying, huh? You heard me. You're getting a uniform because you're part of the team. Or you're part of the whole game. I said, what? And he says, oh, yeah, I've decided to hire you. You know, I didn't give you an interview, but I know you know this job. You did it for 8 years with me, or 6 years, I think. I can't remember how long I was with him there at Shows Joe's, and 2 years with two other managers. And I was also highly regarded by Shows Joe's HR management. They said it was probably one of the best in when it came to dishwashing, keeping things extensively clean, and just doing my job. And being able to step into prep afterwards with a clean set of clothes on and germ-free. Like, I had a lot of good things going for me. So, there's tears streaming down my eyes, and I'm thinking, wow, I finally got the job. So, I'm just out there, and I walk. I finally get, he tells me I got the uniforms, and then I started getting excited. This is not time to get excited. If you make it through your 3 months, maybe feel a little more assured that you made it. But the minute I got out those doors, I put the hands in the air to my friend, and she was just absolutely excited that I got my job. And it's been awesome. It's been great. There were some people that said, hey, you should have went through a job interview, and I was like, you don't know my buddy like he knows me and I know him. It's kind of like Montana and Rice. Say if Joe Montana wanted to take Jerry Rice to Kansas City, Rice would have done it. That's the way we were. Me and you were like that type. We were that tight. It was just that good. There are people in your life you're going to meet, and they're going to wrap their arms and their hearts around you at the same time. And all you have to do is to accept their kindness and be kind back to them. And that's what came in him, was that he was probably the one that cared the most, even though I didn't know how to find him for the longest time. And at times in your life, when you think you're lost, you're not, by any means. You just need to find yourself. I think when it comes down to it, the moral of this story, and it's a true one, if you want to be successful in life, you need to take that step. You don't know how many people care about you unless you just decide to walk out that door with the resumes in hand and make the decision that could save your life and put money in your bank and save for a TFSA and whatever your little heart desires, and could save you from what was happening to me. You know, I went through a lot. Even though I got that job, I also had 2 years on probation. And yeah, I'm not afraid to say it. I got myself in a little trouble, and I'm not proud of it, but I'm doing well now. I got someone in my life, and she's been very supportive, and I'm not going to disclose her name because I respect her. And, you know, you're going to hit a few bumps in the road, but that's what makes you stronger. When you feel that you can only hang your head in sadness, you need to pull yourself back up and hold yourself together, because it's you that's going to keep yourself in line. with this world filled with hate and stupidity and all the horrible things that you may think are great but are not. See, that's why I only play games for like 20 minutes. If I win, I win. If I lose, I lose. But I had a little fun. It's the same thing when you approach life in jobs. You do it fast. 20 minutes on dishes, 20 minutes on the utilities. Try to get it into that order. It's hard. Nobody's gonna shake your hand afterwards. But you know, the looks on their faces says it all. Have healthy hobbies. Go walking, go hiking. For me, that's saved me a lot of stress and taken down a lot of weight. And I just love that I'm back in shape. You know, I always get a kick out of Terrell Owens, but you know, he does say the truth. A little piece of me. Or get your popcorn ready. I think that's a quote that everybody should always keep in their mind. Get your popcorn ready, because it's the truth about you. If you live by that quote, or I love a piece of me, because I love a piece of me says, I respect who I am. Do you respect yourself? It's pretty much the same thing. You know, so yeah, there's another shout out to a guy that played out in Texas. And for San Francisco, and stamped on the star of the Dallas Cowboys. Heck, even I'm a Steelers fan, and if I was a Steelers player, I would not even do that. But there's only one Terrell Owens. Oh man, I could go on forever. This is almost an hour long, but I just want to let you go. And if this video was knowledgeable about a PS2 and my journeys through life, because I'll tell you, that PS2 and a few others have been probably one of my favorite systems of all time. And I've got nothing against the 64s. I just sold 2 yesterday with Zelda. But there's just something when you put in San Andreas, 50 Cent Bulletproof, Need for Speeds in these game systems. That's a good night out. As long as you're playing within those 20s. You gotta pick one. So, have fun. And you remember, when you pick one, like 20 minutes, also gives you lots more time to go out and see the ladies. Get yourself cleaned up, brushed up, freshened up, and yeah, rock and roll. And speaking of that, I gotta get going. Bye now.